Hello and welcome to another Brett Plays Flight and Review video, and today we're taking out the Cessna T37B Tweet. So the on the website for this, I'll have the link in the description. The T30, this is what it says: T37 Tweet is a two-engine, two-seat, side-by-side, primarily military training jet designed by Cessna. It was developed in the 1950s and put into service in June 1956. Three versions existed. The T37B succeeded the T37A with 10% more powerful engines and improved avionics. The T37As were then modified into 237Bs. A version C could carry light armament intended to training and additional wingtip tanks and store an increased mass. The T37 has a wingspan of 33 feet and 99 inches. Its landing gear is retractable and the front wheel is steering with hydraulics connected to the rudder. It's powered by two Continental Teledyne J69 T25 engines built under the Turbo Mecha license from the Motherboard 2, I think it is, with fitted French training aircraft. The Fugger Majesty. Actually, there are a free and a payware version of those that you can get on the sim. Maximum thrust per engine is 4560 N. I guess that's Newton meters, is it? The maximum level speed of 369 knots airspeed, V&E of 415 knots or Mach 0.07, a cruising speed of just over 300 knots. Cessna T37 was used by about 20 countries, and only Pakistan seems to be still using it. Well, it is actually done really well. This is a freeware aircraft. We will go and have a bit of a play with it. I'm going to cold and dark start it as well. Four-seater prototype derived by the T37 was developed for civilian market but never saw production. Ground attack aircraft and A-37 Dragonfly was developed and built during the Vietnam War. So this mod features 4 liveries, a painting kit, some small documentation and some fails and visual effects, smoke and engine fire. I'm going to go through this pretty detailed. Now I'm using the Colombian livery. Yeah, it's the only grey one. I'll put in some other liveries. I'll go actually show you all 4 right here. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll go and take a look inside. Now I'm going to cold dark start this. So obviously the canopy does work. Let's get some batteries on. Now not everything is pressable. None of the fuses, as far as I can tell at the moment, work. What do we have? Our alternators. I'm actually going to get them on now. Don't want to forget those. You can change the primary brightness there. My stick is moving. Okay. Now I notice there's a lock on here. So flight stick lock. That's for the I'm guessing it's so that the instructor, which you can turn on. There he is. So the instructor has the stick, and you're locked out. But if I move this, actually notice it goes straight through, so that it's not actually locked there, or they can't code that to do that. Alright, let's see if we can get some engines running. Alright, so left engine ignition. We might actually put the fuel boost pump on it. I don't know if I need that for starting. And we might, our inverter. I don't think I need that on first. Alright, so ignition on. And now I've noticed that some of these switches you rolly ball mouse. Some of them you click, and this one you've actually got to hold and hold it up. And if I let go, that'll go back down. So I'm just going to watch this needle here. So let's put the ignition on, let's hold it, and you'll hear it change. So you've got to keep holding it. So I'm holding the left mouse button down. Once we hear it ignite, not yet. Come on. Should I just moved my throttle back to idle. There we go. So I can let that go now. And now left. I just thought, hang on, my throttle was actually off. So once I went to idle, I think it worked. Alright, so we're pretty noisy there. So we've got one engine running, which we should be able to see if I can get past. No, I can't see the turbine anymore. So if we have a quick look at these, see if we can come in here. This is actually fairly well modelled. Right, there's our turbine at the back there. On this side, spinning. Yep, good. Alright, heat blur coming out the back. Good to see. Alright, let's come back in. Inside and start the right engine. Well, what we might do is actually put the canopy down. So canopy switch there. We do have to lock it now. You have pilot or instructor locks there. We don't want to accidentally have it rip off. Okay, so I need to watch that needle on the right side. Put the ignition on, up and hold with my left mouse button. You can definitely hear that right one starting up. It takes a moment sitting here and then it should kick over. I can let go. There. Alright, so that's a little bit quicker because I actually had the idle set for both of these, not in the off area. So we can also change our brightness for instruments. Not going to need that at the moment. Now, other things we can and can't press. None of these on the side here are pressable, I believe. No. Our rudder is, if we want to use it, you actually use a rollerball mouse, left or right. I'm not going to change my rudder at the moment. We can use flaps via pressing on the button, or if you have your controls mapped. So I'll show you the flap animation here. We have one level down, you can see it there, and all the way down. So you basically only have the two. Actually makes this really easy to land too. Alright, we'll keep those up for now. We will use them on the way out. Okay, so we have anti-collision lights. That's a click button. We have position lights. That's not a click button, that's a rollerball. So you've got strobe and position light. We have our warning dim lights, normal and bright. Now, click it, nothing. Rollerball, nothing. Hold, and goes back to the middle, or dim. So I don't know whether you meant to hold the dim until it goes to a certain level. We do have horn silence. I'll do that once we start getting in there and we start flying around. I'll actually deliberately set it up so that it goes off, and then you can actually press that and it will silence your alarm. Normally when you back off your throttle, you're facing down and the aircraft thinks you're going to either hit the ground or too slow. Landing gear warning light test. There's that siren. Cool. Taxi lights down. Taxi light is one light in the middle. Now we also have a red light there. I'm not sure if that's our anti-collision light. No. It's a strobe one. Okay. If I put position only. Yeah, okay, so red one is actually a position. Our strobes Other one's flashing on the side there, I believe. Yeah, and I think we have a tail one. Yeah. We also have landing lights. Excuse me. Landing lights are very bright. Yeah, there we go. And these little things here. Now, they look like they can go back up inside. Problem is, I haven't worked out how to actually make them go up yet. Okay, there we go. It actually did work. Maybe when you press L, it stops them from going up and down. Alright, we'll leave. Don't press L then. Alright, what else are we missing? Put the anti-collision lights back on. Not sure where the anti-collision lights are. Can I think of it? Or is that my red flashing one now? Yeah, it is. Okay. That's the anti-collision. Alright, what else we got? Ignition, yes. Looks like you have a silence horn button there as well. That's for the instructor. So almost everything on this side is also repeated over here for the instructor to view. We do have automatic heat, but we can adjust hot air entry. We can also bring the airflow out. I have frosted up the windscreen on this, flying up over towards Mount Everest. I have taken on a flight there. We do have window defrost, which is just a click button. Alright, radio lights goes brighter. We can kill the engines with this. I'll do it at the end. I'll actually press it. We do have a circuit test on both sides. Okay. Quantity test. Yep. So a lot of care has been taken into this, and I'm actually quite impressed. Alright, so fuel systems, normal. Fuel system emergency. Well, I'm not going to actually play with that. So total left or right tank, so you can actually suck it out of which tank you want. Pitot, we will put the pitot on. What else are we missing? So we can't do the oxygen stuff over here. Can't do any of the fuses. Okay, I think we're actually good to go. Wait, what else have we got? Oh, we do have radio stuff. Although a lot of this has in-op on it. Although stored frequencies, I can't see it because that little thing pops up, but that number did change. Yeah, it's annoying. If you stop those things from popping up, you'll be fine, but then you don't know which one you're using. And you can adjust your frequencies as well. Radio mode, main, both, or ADF. Right, volume, again that little thing pops up. Let's turn it on. Squelch. It's not moving. Okay, must have to press it. Rollerball. Doesn't seem to go any further than that. Okay. We do have preset, or we have guard. That's pressing a button and rollerball. Okay. I'll leave it on manual. I'm not going to use those anyway. We do have nav, volume, and your frequency things. Okay, cool. We've put on standby, DME, or test. We can use the DME. Oh, okay, and Taycan and double X. Okay, cool. Park brake. Don't know if it's pressing just that. It's not a rollerball, it's a press. Almost looks like you're pressing the, yeah, you're pressing the pedals, so you can't use this thing. Alright, I've got my own controls for that anyway. Park brake off. Now, ignore the green tug here, that's part of a mod, but it does give you a full commercial pushback. Yes, it is in green. It's because I downloaded a military mod and it changed all my tugs to military colors. I'll take that back out later. Turns very well. well animated steering. Many aircraft, even Payware ones that I've seen, have terrible steering. This thing has got some awesome steering. Now what did it say? Hydraulic steering. Let's go taxi. Alright, so we're using the taxi lights. Come out further. It's an interesting looking aircraft, this. Really nice to fly. Now before we get to the runway here where I normally take off on runway 7, Sydney Airport, I'll show you the views that you have with this aircraft. Now if I want to look left, that's where it goes. If I want to look right, that's where it goes. So that's doing this and this. So unfortunately the views I'm not impressed with. They are set to look at instruments as they look left and look right. I prefer it when an aircraft allows you to look left and right, and then you go down into the views more. So what we'll do is we'll stop here and I'll show you what I mean. Brakes work very well. So you can have a higher view, which you see more dash. That's common in aircraft. We have a lower view. This one's very low, and then we have it wanting to go in there. So you do that again, and then we go through, cycle through our views. We do have a left view. Why can't we just have that as left? And then you go through the different views and back again. So there, that's default view. So if I want to look and see if traffic's coming, no, I can't look left. I either look outside, or I take my hand off the flight controls and I use the mouse to move it. Or if you have an Xbox controller, it's a lot slower though, and you get that white dot thing come up. That's my only criticism with this aircraft. I can't look left and right. And when I'm taxiing, I want to look left, see if anybody's coming, or look right, make sure that I'm not getting in the way of someone. You can't do that with this. Alright, we will take flap level 1 for takeoff. And we will run up the engines. You see my RPM coming through 90%. Okay, I've just got it to full. That's our speed. Okay, pull back just gently, and wow, that's awesome. And I think I took off with taxi lights on. Yeah, I did. Oops. Very nice. It's a very smooth to fly aircraft. Alright, default view. See, now if I want to look out to the left here to see Sydney, I'm going to have to use the Xbox controller or a mouse. Now using the mouse is cool, but I've taken my hand off the stick there. Also bring that throttle right back. Flies very nice. It's not your fighter jet. It is a trainer, and we've still got our flaps. Let's get rid of those and retrim. There is no autopilot. From what I've found, there is no autopilot. It's a trainer. Obviously, you're not doing autopilot navigation. But I find it very easy to keep the stick level. So that was hands off just then, using my mouse, and what I'm doing is I'm actually using the trim. I'll get my climb trim to get as close to 0 as possible, and then you can maintain level flight. But what we'll do is we'll actually do a dive through Sydney here. Go under the bridge like I normally do, bring it back around to airport runway 7. Also, we do have air brakes. You can see at the front there, comes out. You also see right in the engine here, we have a part that comes out, pushing thrust, kind of not out the back straight. That's actually pretty cool. Well done. Beautiful aircraft this. Freeware, links in the description. If you made it this far, thank you very much. Press like, subscribe. I'm going to actually be showcasing a lot of Freeware aircraft, and we're going to almost hit one of these flying from this view. It's not my preferred view. So it does ice up. The icing is actually modelled on this. I'm not sure if we have... We're getting a few stutters there flying away from that. Didn't like it. Okay. I'm not sure if it's got... the wind effects. Let's try it. I don't think... Oh, yeah, there we go. That's pulling it back. I don't think we're actually going to get fast enough to actually get any kind of contrail or wind over the wings. I haven't seen that happen on this yet. Definitely frosts up though. Especially when you're flying up over, say, Mount Everest or thereabouts. Now, it does have a ceiling of 35,000 in real life, but they put it to 25,000 because there's no oxygen in the original one. I'm guessing the with these ones with air supply allowed them to get up higher. Let's take this back to our airport. There we go. Oh wow, those covers for the landing gear came down pretty quick. I am getting a few stutters now. I did this a few minutes ago and got no stutters. Alright, flaps 1. Airspeed down. You can see it's got a indicator on the airspeed there, yellow and white. The higher you go, the higher that can actually go up. It does change with altitude. I think, from memory. Maybe that's just the Concorde I've been flying. It has a very similar dial. Alright, second level of flaps. Slow it right down. Alright, level my trim out. It's a nice aircraft to fly. I'll bring it in and I will kill the engines with the overheat push as well to show you what happens there. And you can actually kill just one engine if you want to. There is also air start. If you look at where I started with the left and right ignition starter, there is a ground or air. So if I went down, that's if I'm starting it in the air. So if I had an engine failure, alright, so it comes in quite smooth. Minimal stick control needed. Just a little bit of throttle needed to keep the altitude in control. Let's see how well we can actually bring this down. Maybe a little bit harder from that view. Throttle back, bring it down. The front wheels on the center line. There you go. This is actually really nice aircraft to fly. Full brakes on, put our air brake as well. It looks like there's a couple of flaps just near the window there. Let's see if we can go back to where we normally park. Then when I put my air brakes off, it doesn't come up, but if I put my flaps up, yeah, it drops down. Well modelled, very well modelled. So that was just this little, where are we? Where's my mouse? Sorry, I just went through. So if I put my flaps all the way down again, you see those things pop up. So that's obviously changing the amount of air that's coming up and over. Well done. So the developer for this one is Vril A Platt, VRILLEAPLAT. Vril A Platt. Well done. I think you've done very well with this. I think this could have pretty much been a payware aircraft at a reasonable price if you had the rights to do that. But the fact that you've released it as a freeware, I'm even more impressed. So thank you very much for this. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I'm going to taxi up here and pop off the canopy, or lift the canopy. Let's just kill one of the engines. Alright, so we're running on left engine only. Now for the taxi. And if we unlocked our canopy, do we get a light come on? No, the light didn't actually come on. Fuel boost pump off. That light comes on. Oh, they're not very lit up, that's all. Alright, I did see that change. And are we going slow enough to open our canopy? Yeah, I think we are. Very good. I like this. I think I'll do a... Oh, somebody's parked in my parking spot. Alright. I just jumped into it. Well, you know what? We'll just park it right here. And I'll finish the video. Thank you very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the rest. Go get this aircraft. It is really well done. And I think it's very worth it. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.